The House will come to order. Prayer by the chaplain.
Thank you. I understand that I was invited by special selections. Let us pray. I'm reading from the Old Turtle, a fable. The fable begins where all the beings of the world could speak and understand each other, and they were arguing with each other about God. And the argument grew louder and louder until Old Turtle said, "Stop." Then Old Turtle told them that soon there will be a new family of beings in the world, and they will be strange and wonderful, and they will be reminders of all that God is. They will come in many colors and shapes, with different faces and different ways of speaking, and their thoughts will soar to the stars, but their feet will walk the earth. They will possess many powers. They will be strong, yet tender, a message of love from God to the earth, and a prayer from the earth back to God. And the people came, but the people forgot. They forgot that they were a message of love and prayer from the earth, and they began to argue. And often the people misused their powers and hurt one another, and they hurt the earth and the rivers and the oceans and the plants and the animals, because the people could not remember who they were or where God was. Until one day, a voice said, "Stop." The voice seemed to come from the mountain, who rumbled, "Sometimes I see God swimming in the dark blue depths of the sea." And from the ocean, who sighed, "He is often among the snow-capped peaks reflecting the sun." And from the stone, who said, "I sometimes feel her breath as she blows by." And from the breeze, who whispered, "I feel his still presence as I dance among the rocks." And the star declared, "God is very close." And the island added, "His love touches everything." And after a long, lonesome, and scary time, the people listened and began to hear and to see God in one another and in the beauty of all the earth. And Old Turtle smiled, and so did God, and so should we. Thank you.
The chaplain for today is Representative Mary Murphy from District 3B, Hermantown, Minnesota. Pledge of Allegiance. Please remain standing and recite the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America. The clerk will take the roll. The clerk will close the roll. A quorum is present.
Madam Speaker, point of order.
Representative Garofalo.
Madam Speaker, can you please quiet the chamber? Can you please quiet the chamber? I have a point of order.
Believe they have been quieted.
Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Point of order. Representative Garofalo.
I rise to a point of order under House Rule 2.33, order during session. Representative Lucero is clearly in the violation of House Rule 233 with that garment, and I would ask that you seek advice from the body and so rule that the Sergeant of Arms escort Mr. Lucero, Representative Lucero, from the chamber until he is wearing something more dignified and appropriate.
Advice to the Speaker. Representative Hornstein.
Madam Speaker, I rise in support of the Garofalo motion. This is clearly a violation of 2.33. It is a visual display, and if Representative Lucero chooses to speak, it would be an audio-visual display, which is also prohibited under Rule 2.33.
Madam Speaker, advice.
Further advice?
To your right.
To my right. Representative Freiberg.
Madam Speaker, I rise in opposition to this motion. I think you should find the point of order not well taken. Representative Lucero's jacket is family-friendly, and we are trying to be a more family-friendly environment. In my mind, it brings to mind My Little Pony, and everyone can agree. Everyone can agree that My Little Pony is age-appropriate for everyone, and I think we want to encourage, especially parents of young children here, and I think they have a fine example to look up to in what they can wear in Representative Lucero. I would ask that you find the point of order not well taken.
Madam Speaker, advice.
Representative Nash.
Madam Speaker, I tried to read the rules, but I have been blinded by the light coming off of this jacket. So regardless, I would ask you to find this point of order well taken.
Madam Speaker, advice.
Representative Torkelson, advice.
According to the precedent that's been set here in the past, we have work ponies and we have show ponies.
I believe there is one person remaining standing.
Madam Speaker,
Representative
advice.
Lucero.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. And there's more to come tomorrow, but I'm hoping this would expedite.
Thank you for that point of order and all of those words of advice, and I am not going to rule, but I'm going to appreciate that there is still some levity in the body here today. So, but we are going to continue. The clerk will read the journal of the preceding day.
Journal of the House, 91st session, 2019, 57th day, St. Paul, Minnesota, Saturday, May 18th, 2019.
If there is no objection, further reading of the journal will be dispensed with, and the journal will be approved as corrected by the chief clerk. Hearing no objection, the journal is approved as corrected by the chief clerk. Introduction of bills. The following House files have been offered for introduction today. The chief clerk will report the House files and give them their first reading.
Introduction of first reading of House Files 2912 through 2917.
First reading, House Files 2912 through 2917. Majority Leader Winkler.
Madam Speaker, by way of an announcement, DFL members, we will caucus downstairs immediately upon recess, and there is no Rules Committee meeting.
Representative Drazkowski.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. The new House Republican Caucus will meet in room 111B downstairs.
Representative Schultz.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I have an announcement. There is birthday cake in the retiring room, and I think you will appreciate what's on the cake. It is my birthday tomorrow, and it's always a pleasure to celebrate with my friends here in the chamber.
Representative Daudt.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. what's on the cake is Portorama in the middle and dots all the way around. So I want to wish you a happy birthday, and you are an incredibly good sport.
Representative Winkler. Oh, Representative Long.
Madam Speaker, point of information, it is also Representative Claflin's birthday today, so we have double birthdays to celebrate this weekend.
Majority Leader Winkler.
Madam Speaker, as Representative Dowd pointed out earlier, we do have a lounge singer in the chamber today to help celebrate these birthdays. Unfortunately, he's all we could afford. Madam Speaker, I move a recess to the call of the chair.
Representative Winkler moves a recess to the call of the chair. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed, nay. The motion prevails. Representative Winkler. Motion prevails. The House stands in recess.